Nerd Soul.
So thank you guys, of course, for being here. The Rim Party. We're about to get things popped off. Of course, to get y'all started, of course, this is the mixture of Black Comix, cosplay, and all that. But we wanted to give you guys our sort of 10 people that are slept on indie creators that we think are really doing their thing, killing it. I'll pass it off to Quinn, going to get this started off. Who slept on? Who you like out here killing it?
So first and foremost, I'm gonna start off with one of my personal heroes, Ashley Wood. Like Jay-Z says, like if I'd be Talib Kweli. Like if I was a stronger artist, I'd probably draw like Ashley Woods.
She got skills, man.
Super crisp style, like real technical stuff that I like line weight and the way she approaches stuff. So that's gonna be one of my first calls.
I guess I'll throw in Newton Lilavois because I am very big on supernatural horror, supernatural action, and he is part of the team that put together Crescent City Monsters, and stories on point. I like where it's set. The art is crazy. His writing and putting everything together is imaginative, and it's creepy. Like the characters they're putting, like the monsters they're putting in there are creepy enough to be like, yo, these kind of jump off the page at you. So that'll be the first one I throw in there.
My first creator is David Brame. I don't hear enough people talking about David Brame.
Okay.
David Brame works a lot with Greg on It's Nana, and I almost worked with him on one book, but it didn't come together. But this cat, it has such a kinetic art style, and what's interesting to me, if playing fields were level, this dude would be a superstar artist, mainstream wise, and he'd be on very important projects jumping forward because he's on very important projects in the indie community. Like he does a lot of stuff. I don't know how fast he is as far as art goes, but I see him like almost like I feel like everywhere. And like I said, I'm sitting here I'm cheating. I'm looking at my copy of Black Comix, and the kinetic style is amazing to me. Like it's one of those people that I wish that I could, like, I wish I could do what he does. You know what I'm saying?
All right, word up.
Shouts to David Brame. You fire, dog.
Shouts. All right, Quinn, who else you got? Who you got next?
This is a cat that I don't think gets enough recognition. He's starting to get recognized now, but like I can go all the way back to like Reset Button and On the Grind in terms of comic strips that he made. George Gant is one of those dudes that he's got all the tools of a great modern day cartoonist, but his sensibility, his time and pacing, all the stuff that he does, especially what he's been doing lately with Beware of Toddler, it has that real Sunday paper kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Seeing it, the energy is right. The character is like that character is iconic, right? The Afro puffs, the slurring and the mispronunciation. Like he's got something that's really special there, but that's the product of distilled greatness over and over and over again. They're like if you go back and you look at the stuff that he did, like I said, with Reset Button, which is a video game related strip, and then On the Grind, which is about a guy that works at a coffee house. It's just like really brilliant, really smart, really he does that thing well where something looks easy, but it's not. So that's my next pick.
As far as an artist that I've been, I guess I could say I've been like introduced to for a while, but really started like opening my eye when she started doing some politically charged work is Takiyah Marie. She did a couple of shirts like Stop Shooting Us and stuff like that. And I saw the artwork and I was like, yo, and because I have been following her so long and I'm so used to seeing her stuff. And it's like she switched her style real quick with shirts, and then it made me, all right, let me go back. Let me revisit this stuff. And I'm like, yo. And then she did some work with Robert Jeffrey that I really like. And she's just, the way she puts down her characters are like they're just on the side of real enough to like be like, oh, this kind of looks like, like we're stepping a little bit out of comics, but then still has the comic book feel. So that's one thing that I like about her work is, especially like the Stop Shooting Us, and then some of the work that she did with Robert Jeffrey, is these people are kind of on the cusp of starting to look like, okay, you're going for more of a real person vibe, but still very comic booky, if you will.
So I want to shout out the clique, the ace, the homie, Robert Jeffrey II. One of the most prolific Black creators.
Free Mind to Avenge.
Straight up, not even hyperbole. This dude, again, another cat that if playing fields were level would be a superstar writer right now, superstar creator in general. The way his mind works with scripting is like above reproach. My man's ideas, like I feel like I'm an idea man and I'll come up with something and he'll flip it and be like, what about this? And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. That's probably a better way to do it. Like, I'm an idiot. Like, he makes you feel kind of dumb. But yeah, like I love his writing. That's why I continue to work with him so much. And I think that's why a lot of people are like, he's sought after in the indie community at this point. And I think that he's going to go straight to the top. I can't wait to see one of his things get adapted, because that's gonna be really good validation for him. And I just feel like he doesn't know how good he is. Like, he's really good. I just want shouts out to you, RJ. You wildin' dude. Like, you the man. He's done work for DC on that on the showcase story with my man Green Lantern. Why am I drawing a blank on the green? Black Green Lantern. And
John Stewart.
There you go. And obviously he's done some stuff for 133 Art, Retcon, The Crossing, which is actually what he owns, and he's great, man. I love Robert. Shout out Robert.
So the next one is he's a bit of an anomaly in that I know a lot about his creations because we've had some talks about them. But he is a perfectionist. Like, as far as Americans go, his sensibilities are very
Japanese.
So Nikolas Draper Ivy is one of those cats that I've had the pleasure of not only seeing his work evolve, but watching him evolve as a person. He's a really brilliant mind, and in a world of creators who are probably still trying to find their footing, so I don't want to sound like I'm dumping on anybody, but a lot of times you get a lot of Black folk in manga, and their idea of manga is drawing a Dragon Ball Z character and putting a Boondocks character on the body. And Nikolas is a craftsman practitioner. So it is never just that. Like, his understanding of the genre, his understanding of the technique, his understanding of the tools is real in a way that you have to meet him and kind of be around him for a minute to get a sense of it. He had some adventures in Japan that really depict that. So if you catch him and if he's of the mind to tell you about them, you should ask him. But he did some really brilliant work for hire on a project called Exogenesis. But this thing that he's working on called Dream Vesper, which he's been hinting at over time, is just like a really good piece of work. Like the way that it's constructed, how he'll present characters, stuff of that nature. I look forward to the moment where we begin to live in the world after Dream Vesper has kind of been revealed. So that's my next pick.
Speaking of someone that I've been following for a long time, and we had him on the first Red Party, is Sanford Greene. Sanford Greene is someone I've been following his artwork for a long time. Yes, I'm ready. You ready?
You ready?
All right, cool. So Sanford Greene been following his work ever since artzilla.com. And Artzilla, if you know about Artzilla, it's way back.
If you know about Artzilla, you old.
If you know about Artzilla, you old like me. So and I even have the trade of the Artzilla book they put out, like him, Lee
Oh,
Sean.
you have one?
Yeah, him, Lee Sean, Karan, and Ed McGuinness, I think. Can't remember. I knew it was 4 of them. I think it's Ed McGuinness.
Scotty Young was in there too, I think.
I thought no, Scotty was on Lead Heavy.
Lead,
he was
yeah,
on the
Lead Heavy was.
We taking y'all back. We taking y'all super back.
So, y'all don't know. Y'all young whippersnappers don't know.
Y'all don't know. So anyway, Sanford Greene is someone who I've followed for a long time. Always dug his art. And he posts a lot of like, either his process or what he's doing, stuff he does at cons and stuff. And it's just always a joy to look at. And I've always been kind of like, kind of on very, very, I guess you could say biased to that sort of style, or Takiyah, Nick, that kind of vein where it's like you got some kind of like, like a little that saucy energy, you know what I'm saying? A little of that energy from the melanin in it, but then some dope artwork. And when he started working, I'm gonna go back to my bag. When he started working on Bitterroot, which of course I like supernatural action, supernatural horror. Once he started working on that, I was like, oh, interesting. And I was like, yo, man, this dude is crazy. He can do anything. Even like the little like pinups he's done of like Luke Cage and stuff like that. It's always fun to see how he interprets characters and character in general. And just someone that I was like, I know he's sort of gotten his flowers while he's here, but every time I'm always willing to sing, like anyone from Artzilla, always willing to sing their praises, or like Nick's dope, or like we already brought up Ashley Woods, like those folks, they have entertained me for years.
So for my next first round draft pick is my big brother, my man. And ironically, he doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. Mr. Robin Love is my man of number 13 fame with David Walker. What does he do? He did some stuff in Pop Gun Anthology. He's got a character called Chocolate Thunder. You know what I'm saying? Robin Love's art style is kind of like, it's black, it's animated. You know what I'm saying? It's inked. Heavily inked. Just it's weird. It has a cartoony energy. And the characters are often exaggerated, similar to Sanford. In a way that is black and animated kind of style. And also as a sort of mentoring presence, as a sort of, every time I see Robert at a con, man, it's all love. He's always giving out good advice, letting me know about how it was back in the day. I mean, this dude has had dealings with Hollywood. I mean, he's just a wealth of inspiration and information, and his art is like just amazing. So like, I want to give a shout out to my man, my homeboy, my big brother, Robert Love. You the man, dog.
So this is a guy that, like, when I first got started, this was somebody who I would look at a lot in terms of how they approach things and just, how they did business. First time I went to a Comic-Con ever, I got to watch him work. Is somebody that, again, like from the business end and from the work acumen end, when we talk about work on a con floor, when we talk about kind of the, people who do that, like working the table, having your people at the table squared away, knowing what to do about supplies, knowing when to do your ins and outs, like the technical kind of the grind of a con. I can't think of many people that work harder or more efficiently than Sebastian Jones.
Man,
in another life, I was scrambling and ripping and running, and he reminds me of that part of my life. Like, he's a hustler's hustler, and that's something. If you've never got a chance to watch somebody who believes in their own work, who knows the gospel of their universe and their continuity, and can enthusiastically get people to part with their money at a convention, there's nobody better, right? And we're not talking about selling out of a bunch of books that may have cost a couple of bucks to print and sell for $5 retail. I'm talking about $150, $200, $300 collective art books, and they fly off the shelf. It's the most amazing thing. So, I wanted to make sure that I shouted him out, because I think one of the spaces where he slept on is he's a charming bloke with a British accent. The ladies love him, and it's easy to get off as just a lucky dude who decided to make elves black. And you could easily make the mistake of,
I see where you're going. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That he's not working his ass off. That dude.
Yeah, because we've seen him.
He works, dude. That dude works. So, to me, as a creator, but not only as a creator, as an advocate for his own work. Like, he's so effective at his salesmanship that I've never seen a person who he'll leave from the table, and the 3 or 4 or 5 cats he got at the table, if you close your eyes and wash out the accent, might as well be him talking. So to be able to impart that level of belief in product from top to bottom is a thing that I find personally amazing. It's something that I aspire to as not only a creator, but as a salesman. So shout out to Sebastian Jones.
Seb is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Right. Yo, man, that dude, ever since I met him, he's been an inspiration. Always cool to talk to. And like you said, man, that dude works. He works.
Well, what I like about Seb is that you see the Alex Ross booth, you see the Marvel booth, you see the Image Comics booth, and he rocking harder than all.
Yo, tell him the truth. Tell them the truth.
If they don't outdo who you would consider to be big boys in the industry, and it, like I say, it's because of that belief, and it's because I seen people gather around like that dude got a fire burning somewhere, like he had a campfire somewhere.
Man,
I love that under the radar Titan shit. That's my thing. Like, I aspire to be an under the radar Titan in that level. That's Seb need to be on the cover of an album smoking a cigar with the camera overhead. It should say the blueprint.
That's type shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Homie need to be on some Forbes list or something like that. Cause
I'm telling you,
straight up, you right. The booth, yo, man, the booth. All right, we'll leave y'all with this. If y'all haven't been to a StreetGeek Comics booth, first, it's the same size as your DC, your Marvel, whatever. Then he got people selling. He got books. He got art. He got cosplayers. He got a place to take pictures with him and stuff. Yo, homie Blue putting on an extravaganza. That's all I'm gonna say.
Y'all need to pay attention when you go to a con.
And a good dude too.
Look for Stranger Comics, right? Personable. You come to the booth. He's smiling. He talking to you. It's none of that, man. I'm drawing, or I'm writing, or I'm trying to figure out. He got you. So you and there's always a crowd. You're gonna be taken care of, though. You need to pay attention to when y'all go to these cons. Look for Stranger Comics and see the game. That's the game, right? We was talking about the game at one point on the Red Party. That's the game.
Yeah. Word up. There's definitely a game. Well, guys, there you go. We're going to keep it moving, keep this Red Party going. But those are 10 people that you need to be checking out. So we'll see y'all in just a little bit. Y'all sit tight. Peace.